Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2 where we see two teams. That's always the case, I guess. We're gonna see NEXT.kz on the dire side up against Can't Describe or CDCD, and they are playing in StarSeries in Season 7. We are in day number 3, and with me is Vickermont. Vickermont, welcome back.
Good to be back, Shiver. We had a great game to start off, and hopefully all of them are just as good as that one. CDCD probably a little disappointed. I feel that they probably thought that they had that well in hand, and they were just like, why isn't this enemy team dying? And yeah, I think at some point you mentioned like they sort of couldn't decide whether they wanted to go purely for buildings and take barracks, or if they wanted to just kill everybody. But either way, they got sort of caught between it. And NEXT.kz, I was watching their games yesterday that you were casting, and they looked really good. Like, better than I remember them doing in a while now.
Yeah, they did look really good. And they get themselves a Bat Rider as well, so that's a pretty scary pickup that they haven't managed to get their hands up. We do have a Timber Saw band out, as well as an OD and a Naga Siren.
I think every CDCD game they've banned Timber Saw first. They hate this hero.
Yeah. I can understand though, I mean he's
so good.
Yeah.
Timber's so good. Yeah.
So annoying as well, so
he's hard to kill. Yeah, he's amazing in solo lanes. He can lane in multiple spots. He does absolutely ungodly damage. Like, the only thing is he doesn't disable at all, but
yeah. And if you try to kill him, normally he ends up with double kills or something.
Right. Oh yeah, he's one of those heroes that you can just try to dive onto, and all of a sudden your team is dead. And so that's, I think, why they don't want to face him. Giving up Bat Rider is definitely not a happy circumstance, but if your team particularly doesn't like facing Timber, he can definitely be higher impact.
Yeah, and if you're used to playing Bat Rider, it's
Sure.
of course something that you might favor over the Timber Saw, who is maybe they're maybe a little bit less used to facing. Nicholas Assassin gets picked up by NEXT.kz, of course, in theory, a bit of a counter towards the Bat Rider, so picking it up before maybe Can't Describe can pick it up. But they want to have the support there. We also have a support and an offlaner. In theory, both of these have the same roles, by the way. We've got two supports picked up and two jungle/offlane heroes. Of course, Bat Rider can potentially be in the mid lane as well, depending on what Can't Describe wants to put there.
Yeah. It's not even that bad as he's an amazing mid.
Yeah.
Like, not the strongest, but very, very, very strong mid. It's just that he's also so good. He's like one of the best junglers, so that it's almost like a waste to put a mid when you can get another good mid and just have him jungle. Because there are fewer amazing junglers than there are good mids. They banned out the Lifestealer, by the way. They probably watched that Nexus game. Even though CDCD didn't win, that Lifestealer play was pretty good.
Yeah, Nexus was fairly fat on that one.
I wonder if, by the way, he should have gone BKB. Like, I was thinking about it afterwards.
Lifestealer?
Yeah, in that game, you only get 6 seconds out of every 17 when you're magic immune, and then the other team has Sheep, Halberd, like, also just OD pure damage. I don't know. I was thinking about it. Maybe that was the one game in a million that you do it. Butterfly Doom worked pretty well, so.
That's true. That's true. Well, I guess we'll never know.
Anyway, doesn't matter now. It's a new day, and he's not going to get to play as Lifestealer this game. But Nexus he's been around for a while. He has a lot of heroes that he can play.
Yeah, we have a Bane band out, which is interesting. It's kind of an anti-hard carry build, if you will. We have also got some disconnects on the side of NEXT.kz. I hope that's going to be resolved later on.
Yeah. Bane band probably means for Protect 1 approach. It means that they don't want to run that. The thing is, Bat Rider is not going to auto-attack for you, right? So that's already one of your core positions occupied by someone that's not Templar Assassin or, you know, Lone Druid or something like that. So maybe they want to go, and NEXT.kz likes this a lot. I know that they do like going for those hard carry for Mantis, and then everybody sort of rallies around that. And that's what I think this Bane ban is geared towards.
Could
like,
be.
when you see a Bane ban, the probability of something like Anti-Mage coming out just goes way up.
I think you're right. We're gonna see it though if Mantis gets to play. Maybe Alchemist still. Mantis does like to play Alchemist
Could be
quite
Alchemist.
often.
That's true. Yeah.
We have got also some carries banned out, is the Weaver and the Gyrocopter, so Can't Describe are kind of on the bandwagon on banning out carries. But like you said, I mean, the Anti-Mage is still in, Alchemist is still in, still a lot of strong carries in the pool. We also still are missing all the mid-heroes, and neither team has kind of banned out any specific mid-heroes apart from maybe the OD, of course, at the start. But still a lot of different heroes in the pool. By the way, yesterday, I saw an Elder Titan mid.
Yeah, so ET, the thing is he scales extremely well with levels, so it's definitely viable. These days, I think it might be more viable than him support. I'm not sure. It's tough to say with all these new heroes because they're all so good. Like, even if they don't get that much play, it's only because there's already so many insanely OP heroes in the pool. But ET mid, I think, could be possibly legit. We'll have to see how it shakes out.
Yeah, we have a Gen pickup, so that's at least saying that there's no more supports coming out for NEXT.kz, assuming Nyx Assassin is going to be a support, of course. I mean, that's still one thing that could happen. So. In theory, having the Bear Rider, of course, in offlane Nyx mid, but Nyx Assassin Chen is quite solid. Does mean that we're going to see maybe a ranged carry coming out from them. Puck now gets picked up, so that's going to be the one that's going to be up against the Queen of Pain, most likely. I like that matchup because both normally want to be able to get a kill in because they both know it's a fairly even lane. And that normally makes for people wanting to best their opponents out of pure skill because they believe that they are better. And that means, of course, volatile situations, hopefully. We've got an Alchemist still banned out, so if NEXT.kz wanted that, they are too late right now because Counter-Scrape removed it from the pool. We need both carries still, though, for both teams.
Yeah. I like the thing is, NEXT.kz had to either take... they were in a pretty narrow picking position. They had to either take Puck or Alk, and the other one would guaranteed be banned, basically, in this situation. So the Puck is a really good... Laning is whatever, but Puck is good against Quap in general because it increases the pressure for Quap to go early BKB, which she usually doesn't want to do. But the silence is just so painful from Puck that Queen of Pain wants BKB more than she normally would, which means she carries less, basically. So NEXT.kz elected to go for that over the Alchemist, which would have been a great choice as well. Yeah. So now they have to take maybe their second or third carry choice. But that's fine because even though Gyro, Lifestealer, Alk, the 3, and Weaver, they steal the Anti-Mage. This is kind of neat. I think NEXT.kz wanted AM, but there's still some good options available.
I am actually thinking
even
perhaps...
Spectre wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking Spectre or Faceless Void is the one that came to mind for me.
Yeah, it could work. I mean, the thing about Void is he's a no-joke card carry in the sense that there really is no way to make that guy do good damage early. Like, PA, people used to be like, oh, PA's useless early, but then people were like, no, we just go phase drums Vlad's, and she's actually quite viable early on. The same thing with Spectre, like phase drums, you're actually pretty decent early. Not true of Void, you really can't go phase drums on that guy and just be okay. But the fact that we were even discussing...
the devil.
Yeah, good call. Good call. The thing about Void, the flip side is he can carry over the top of anything CDCD can do. And if Quap goes BKB to respond to Puck, Void cares not for your piddling BKBs. Like, he'll just drop the sphere on you and time lock you to death inside it. He's a cool hero, it's just... Visage is going to put a lot of pressure on them early. Like, if they roam, it's going to be scary.
I was actually planning on coming back from saying Faceless Void because there's not that much that they can do to help out in his ultimate.
That's okay. They can plant it on top of Firefly, for instance. Like,
true. And you have the Impale regardless, and Puck can send his orb through, and that helps out as well.
Exactly. It's not your Faceless Void like combo lineups with like Hero, Lich. But the thing about Void is he's not really like a Chronosphere bot. He really is able to do just hardcore carrying even without that.
I fear that we might be in for the long game.
Well, yeah, both teams have the same plan. We talked about how they were maneuvering themselves into a 4 Protect 1 situation. NEXT.kz telegraphed it really early. CDCD telegraphed it pretty late, but yeah, it could be long. It could also be CDCD taking control with really good Visage levels, could just blow the game open, and then Anti-Mage could push them down at 20 minutes, 23 minutes or so.
Yeah, this is fairly
like, if Void does
movements,
badly,
by the way.
Void is one of the worst tied behind. So if AM has what's it called, Battle Fury and Manta at 23 or so, which isn't even that insane of a time, they might just not be able to defend it.
We'll see what it ends up with. I do like... Well, I'm not going to say I like the movement from SDCD because it's kind of ballsy, but apparently they make it worth it. They can... Yeah, that's fine. I do like the weapon for Mantis. I think that you don't, right? Someone didn't that I co-cast it with me.
The cosmetic? Yeah. It's kind of dorky. He's holding it in a really odd way,
right? Oh yeah,
like...
that was you. That was you. Like, yeah.
No, I don't know if it was me actually, but I do think it's kind of dorky.
I thought it was nice. Someone said it was bad, but oh well. Let's see who's playing what. I'll go for CD. We have got Stellianer in the mid lane, of course. He's gonna be playing the Queen of Pain. On the top lane, we have Cedo in the Darkseer. Right now with 2 Iron Shells harassing Mantis a little bit. He has to be careful though, because there's people helping out Mantis. But he will be playing the off lane, of course, as seen. We have a trial lane here with Screen on the Visage, with Zonder on the Rubik, and they are both protecting Nexus, who right now does not need any protection whatsoever, but he is playing the anti-mage.
Right. And looking over towards NEXT.kz, it does look like Stalcat is going to just start in the jungle as the Bat Rider. I think this makes a ton of sense in this lineup. Then that'll be Wadafaka on the Puck in the mid, and the tri-lane top will be composed of Reeves on the Nyx Assassin. I always feel the need to mention when people watch NEXT.kz that if anybody's not familiar with this team, this is not the Reeves of Dota Cinema. That guy is from, I think, the USA, and this guy's from Kazakhstan, because that's what
you actually write it differently as well, right? Like
it is, yeah. That Reeves is with an A, yeah. And Equal is on the Chen, and Mantis is on the Faceless Void. And NEXT.kz is a pretty cool team. They've had basically the same roster since TI1. Like, they really haven't made many changes.
And the changes that they did make, which is interesting to note, included some of the teammates that are now on the other side. I believe. Stellianer used to be in
I think there was a point at which he was on it, yeah.
And also Nexus and Cedo, yeah. I think they were on NEXT.kz at some point.
I think, yeah, but the thing about NEXT.kz is they changed roster and then they changed it back. Like I think for a little while they were on this team, but eventually they just took back all the people that they used to have, and now they're back to basically the roster that they had 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, I think,
which I like. I think it's neat to have a stable roster for 2 years. It's cool.
I think it's the first Puck game that I cast where the Puck actually has the wings. The wings.
The wings? Oh, genuine Aether wings? I've never seen these before. Are these from Lockless Luckbox?
No, you could, like, if you bought the shirt, you get the unlock.
Oh, I see. Nice dodge.
Yeah.
He dodged out of the Shadow Strike there.
Yeah.
Really good.
But that's what I mean with this skill matchup. I mean, both of these want to get ahead. And you can get ahead based on skill, and it's such a fun matchup to watch always.
Definitely.
It's also the matchup that I'm expecting First Blood in. I'm going to assume that Cedo is skilled enough to be able to stay alive in this lane, even though he's completely out of mana at the moment. I think he should be able to live. And in the mid lane will be the most volatile one. And maybe someone's going to come around with the smoke and try and help kill off one or the other, but we'll see.
Yeah. First 2 waves went really well for Stellianer, but it's evening up a little bit now in the mid. Like, he's ahead 12-10 versus 8-7, but it's not that much. Did they not pull Puck? Okay, they did pull Puck, so that's fine.
Yeah, still has some regen left pulled by Equal. We now also have Stellianer that has the Null Talisman ready, I believe.
It's pretty important, so it makes perfect sense. Wadafaka still has a little bit of regen, like Tango's aside from his bottle, so I think they're both doing fine. Here comes the first gank attempt.
Yep, here comes Reeves and Equal. Let's see what they can make happen. Of course, it is a Queen of Pain. Both Queen of Pain and Puck, not the easiest to try and gank, but Queen of Pain is very, very aggressive here, very high up. And oh, nice blink. Nice blink. And Courier will have the miss attack helping him out. That's a failed gank.
It's definitely, you really want to try to establish dominance there. The other thing is that Mantis honestly not doing really nearly as well as Nexus. Of course, the big difference is Nexus has free farm. Mantis is having to contend with some annoying ion shells. You can see that he's actually chewed through quite a bit of regen already, in addition to being 8 last hits behind where Nexus is. That's a big deal, because Void doesn't farm as fast as AM, and needs farm even more than AM does.
1700. Nexus is indeed doing really well for himself right there with that free farm. I guess Iron Shell and last hitting on a tower is not ideal for Mantis. We're gonna see though. I mean, we already said that it's not basically your typical matchup for the Chrono combination, but it definitely still has a big impact. I would still like to see him try to move around a little bit when he, or maybe trying to get some kills when he's level 6. Maybe a kill up on the Darkseer, of course, is the first one, who's still level 3, by the way. We can compare him a little bit to the Bat Rider, who's also still level 3, but I believe, actually no, he does not have stacked up camps. He has 1, but look at the ward. Nicely done by CD. Blocking out one big camp. That's actually hurting that Bat Rider quite a lot. Normally you would expect maybe a Blink Dagger around 8 minutes if he's really doing well in the jungle.
If you have a great time,
yeah. And right now he's just not going to have a great time at all as Stellianer gets forced away once again by Wadafaka.
Yeah, when it's Dire Batrider, that block is actually very, very important because, yeah, it prevents the easiest funnel. Like, he can still do this funnel that he's doing, but this one is actually just much, much, much more efficient because you can actually, it's extremely easy to stack both camps every minute. Oh, that's not extremely easy. I can't do it because I'm terrible at Dota, but a player of Stalket's caliber can. And it just lets you farm, like you said, that Blink Dagger extremely quickly. So that was an extremely effective
Dream
block.
Coil still the
Well, he's dead, I think.
Yep, he is. First blood, what the fuck? Zonder, too slow with the telekinesis, or not even able to help.
Even with an earlier telekinesis, really no chance there. Really well played by Wadafaka.
Yeah, really kind of... I don't know, maybe I was slightly disappointed by the Queen of Pain that he was still around with being still low in HP and no regen as well. And the courier wasn't even close by with... actually, it might have been. Because it does have a bottle inside of him, so... Maybe he was on his way. Wadafaka gets an Invis rune. Now with the first blood on the board, do you think he's gonna rotate or he's gonna just try and continue to farm until he has got his Blink Dagger?
Yeah. Honestly, I think NEXT.kz with that first blood are just probably more or less even right now. Like, the fact that Anti-Mage is ahead of Void is a little balanced by if you can keep the Queen of Pain down, then CDCD has really no way to punish you at all. And NEXT.kz are fine with this going super long, so it's fine to do that.
Can you say what he said? And why Village is smiling about it, since you understand what he said? What did Wadafaka say? Screen? Something about hi?
Don't write to me in private messages.
Okay.
I guess Escurine is messaging him on Steam, probably on Steam Friends or something. That's why you set yourself to offline during games.
Yep. Don't kill off
you know
my
about
mid,
Ferrari
please.
at the TI3, right?
No.
So they had to postpone the 1v1s at TI3
Yeah,
because
I know
Ferrari
that.
had 7,800 pending friend requests on Steam.
7,800.
And it lagged, it broke his Steam, so he couldn't log in.
Holy crap, I didn't even know that was possible. And comes to
Stallianer.
Impale, he's in a lot of trouble again. Silence top, and will he die? The blink might be there just in time. It will be, there he goes. He lives this time.
Yeah, waiting until the moment the Dream Coil was off and then instantaneously. He actually started the blink as the Dream Coil was coming down because he knew that the cast point for Queen of Pain was long enough to remove it. So, well played, that's the only way he would have survived that gank.
Yeah, very nicely done. Mantis in the meantime. 48 for 19, still highest for his team, of course, for last hits, but still 10 behind the Anti-Mage, who is 59 for 15, and almost has got his Battle Fury ready. Well, I say almost, but... Well, I guess I can still say almost. He almost has his Battle Fury ready, so that'll be a very fast one for him. Of course, he does go for that before he goes for boots or treads or whatever, so... Kind of needs a bit more before he can actually go for his flash farm build, so to speak.
I mean, going straight for Battle Fury definitely. What most people are doing these days simply because the games, especially in a game like this, where it's gonna be slow. I like the two couriers, by the way. I don't think we've talked about that for NEXT.kz yet, but the Bottle Crow is so important that they want to guarantee it for both Wadafaka and Stalkat. Because Batrider really wants that extra regen to farm decently in this jungle.
We'll just keep one walking and the other one flying.
Yeah, the walking one is sent to the jungle, basically, and then the flying one
Oh,
is
telekinesis, Nyx might be in some trouble. Spike Carapace buys time for Wadafaka to TP and now goes for a Dream Coil. Sonic Wave still up on Reeves, and that's a kill, but a kill in return as well. 2 kills in this mid lane, 1 for 1 support trade.
Yeah, I really thought that Dream Coil would hit Queen of Pain as well. Not that they could have killed her, but still.
It would have helped a little bit, perhaps. We'll see. We have a push coming on the bottom lane, by the way. Batrider trying to pull the creep wave behind the tower, successfully so. And no damage really being done to the tower, at least only a little bit. So that means that Anti-Mage is actually having a bit of a break in his his killing spree. Well, in his farming spree, I was gonna say. But then the game is at killing spree because Puck got himself another kill, this time without a Dream Coil, up on the Queen of Pain, who once again stuck around for too long.
Yeah, and I mean, Chen helped a lot there. He was able to throw out the Ensnare from the Dark Troll and the stun from the War Stomp from the Centaur.
Chronosphere
But
on
still,
top
the
lane.
NEXT.kz are doing a more effective job of maneuvering
Cedar
people
goes
into the
down.
mid.
Or not, he actually... no,
He's fine.
no, he's dead.
Nice.
Zonder gets netted
They
up.
probably lose equal here. Actually,
yeah.
Mantis has no mana to blink out.
Then comes Mantis, maybe dying, getting slowed down, perhaps Stallianer, he prioritizes him. Doesn't go for the Chen. Chen is able to walk himself out. Still getting chased down by right now
Uh-oh.
the Oh, lasso, Stallianer. Shouldn't be here, guy. Jump out. Haste room by Wadafaka, not open just yet. He has got a Dream Coil in a second or so. We'll be putting it up on Stallianer, and that's going to be a dominating puck. And that's going to be...
Wadafaka is kind of ruling this game with a lot of help from supports, honestly. But NEXT.kz, honestly, just playing... It's the same strategy for both teams, like almost exactly the same, but NEXT.kz are just playing it so much more effectively.
Yeah, and I mean, Chen was almost dead there, and he was gonna die if someone just decided to focus him, but they prioritized the Faceless Void, which is understandable, of course, higher priority target, but because of that, they just weren't able to to kill him off. They weren't able to kill anybody, so far only one dead on the side of NEXT.kz. One death.
The good news for CD, Anti-Mage is still farming a lot better. I mean, he's got his Battle Fury, 11 minutes, pretty decent timing, if you ask me. Void is still about 700 away from his Battle Fury, and I mean, of course, he did get the boots, but still. Anti-Mage quite a bit ahead, and there's gonna be that time cushion where AM is just much stronger because of his better farming position. Like, look at the stack, by the way, that he's farming here. This is nuts.
Insane.
It's 4 or 5 stack of mini creeps.
No boots needed for that one.
Nope, you certainly don't. I mean, he's gonna get the treads eventually, but all you really need to get started is Battle Fury, Quelling Blade.
Yeah, with these, he's pretty close towards his treads indeed, as Cedo looks to be getting ganked again. Sonic Wave from the side though, in comes a lasso, but doesn't matter! That's gonna be the kills that Selena wanted to have. Sonic Wave from the tree line, and Cedo playing bait successfully, so double kill for Selena.
Well played by Sidoy, also, yeah. Got to give him the credit for... That was a very well set up, knock him down, and it holds Void away from his Battle Fury for an even longer period of time, so it increases that time period that Anti-Mage is going to be bigger for quite a bit. They're going to try to trade with their own smoke gank. It's going to be really hard to get AM. Well, actually, they have 2 Warlords.
2 trolls. In comes
yeah,
Impale, they should be getting it. Yep, Vendetta use and Nyx Assassin. 2 supports, ganking and Anti-Mage. Very important that they're... I mean, it actually was 2 supports. And with those 2 trolls, they can actually do that again if they want to, if they can get another smoke. And talking about another smoke, they're actually going with another smoke towards the mid lane. Here comes a jump from the puck, Wardy is down, Impale up on 2 still though, and that's gonna be a death. It is Chen with a kill up on the Rubik, and Screen getting netted up for the second time, and might actually go down as well. Down also goes to Chen though, Stallianer with the killing spree. Should be able to get himself out. It's a 2-for-2 trade in the mid lane in the end. But it's a better trade for CD this one, because they got the puck.
They do get Puck, that's a pretty big deal. He's one of the higher level players, he's level 10. Now a level behind Queen of Pain due to that double kill up top, actually. But I think it's still okay for NEXT.kz. They're definitely getting more out of their supports than CDCD are. But CDCD are getting a little bit more at this point out of their core anti-mage, so... Yeah. I still think the game is more or less even. But Mantis, if he dies again, they fall way behind. Like, he needs that Battle Fury yesterday, basically.
Yeah, he has it. He is so close. Is it in the courier? No, he just.
No. He needs 250 more for that. For the Void Stone.
Oh, Chronosphere jumps forward, goes for Cedo. There is some support coming in for Cedo though. In comes a Dream Coil. Cedo still alive. Mantis, trouble. Mantis goes down before Cedo does, and even this motherfucker gets him, which might still be the case, and doesn't. No, he doesn't. That's gonna be Cedo living once again, and another kill going away to Stallianer. And as you said, that Faceless Void dying again before he gets his Battle Fury. Ouch. That
was such an... He should not have gone for Cedo there. That was a fairly... pretty greedy choice by Faceless Void, considering he has no damage, basically. And Puck can't... With the way that he positioned the Chronosphere, Puck cannot land the Waning Rift. Like, he can only get Dream Coil and Orb, and... His Orb is, I mean, it's max rank, but it's not nearly enough damage, so giving it away a little bit. I don't think that was a necessary kill. I think he could have just peeled off, gone to the jungle, finished his Battle Fury, and instead he holds himself back from it even farther. A little bit of an error for Mantis, honestly. Can't really justify it. They've only gotten 3 kills in the time that CD has gotten 6, and they're farming better on AM.
Yeah, we have got, of course, a tower going down. It's the first one of the game, 14 minutes in. Normally we see towers going down maybe a little bit faster, but because of the nature of this game, just with farming heroes, you know, Anti-Mage versus Faceless Void, we're gonna have only a very late tower. Also, mid-tower got pressured a little bit on the side of CD by the Chen, but he wasn't able to finish it off. But next time it does look like it will end that tower. With the Blink Dagger up on the puck, that will be helping out. To give NEXT.kz maybe that little bit of an edge that they are still looking for, considering they can't really find it yet on that top lane with that Faces Void. Faces Void is level 11 now, so it has got level 2 Chronosphere. Bit shorter cooldown will help out.
I think maybe, yeah, like, they did get some advantage with that puck early, but that's more or less dissipated. At this point, if I'm NEXT.kz, I really focus on trying to get tier 1s. Like, if they can clear out all 3 tier 1s, and I mean, Chen is a pusher, that's one of the things he's good at. Especially the tier 1 bottom and the tier 1 top. The tier 1 top to make it harder to gank Void, the tier 1 bottom to make it easier to gank Anti-Mage. Those are the key tier 1s for them.
And they can do it, and they're actually going to try maybe on the bottom lane. They already placed a ward just in case someone comes to defend. And with the Chen creeps, as you said, I mean, they can just do this. They have 2 trolls, and look at all these skeletons. They hurt so much, actually.
Skeleton babies are amazing. I love these little guys.
Only if they're on my team.
Sure, it's true.
Because they can kind of hurt. I mean, they're easy to kill. Don't get me wrong, but they are hitting quite hard. Actually, TP's coming in the tower. Will probably be getting denied nonetheless. Telekinesis still up on Reef, so he does have Vendetta. Do they have any detection? No, they do not.
It's gonna be a weird fight.
Yes, they do. But they're too late. In comes the silence. Actually, Seedoy pops the Mac as Dream Coiled. In comes the Impale. That's gonna be Darkseer still going down. Hand of God keeps Reeves up. But Manifold will clean Nyx out. That's a kill for the Anti-Mage. Visage picks up the Chen. And all of a sudden, Anti-Mage has been in 2 kills. While Faces Void, well, has died twice. Of course, he's been in 2 kills, but those were very early on, and early kills mean less. So that's actually pretty neatly done for CD. They keep their tower, well, in deny range. Fair enough. But
yeah, that was really, really good. They're going to keep it. They're not going to deny it for the same reason that other game they didn't deny the tier 1 bottom. They need it for anti-mage, so they want to keep it up even if it's at low HP. So that's smart. I think that's absolutely the right call. Other really great thing that CD did, they bought... oh, nice deny attempt with the Dark Trolls, but it wasn't good enough. Anti-mage got the kill. They bought Gem on, I think, Rubik, and then they gave it to AM. So AM will always see Vendettas coming in. So that's fantastic. So important for him.
And I hope also with that gem in his inventory means that he's going to maybe try to be a little bit more in fights. We'll see though, but I hope that's the case. We do, however, have a Blink Dagger now also up on Selkat. 17-minute Blink Dagger, definitely not the fastest, but he has been moving around a lot as well. And he'll try to make use of his Blink Dagger. It already got spotted though. Staliner was forced to blink away. It's going to be the second tier 1 tower to drop on the side of CD. Because of course tier 1 top dropped at the same time as the tier 1 bottom. Both taken by the carries, by the way. Of course, Anti-Mate's getting one and Faces Void getting the other. Right now, towers are back to even.
And they're just going to try to push the bot again. This is very smart from NEXT.kz, because they need some measure of map control over this jungle. Because if they can force Anti-Mage to only get like 3 out of the 5 camps every minute, and they can have their Void get 5 out of 5 camps every minute, then they're gonna start catching up a little bit for farm, which is important. The Bat Blink, you really can't blame him, I think. The thing about Batrider jungle is it's really, really fast, but it's more disruptible than, say, an Enigma jungle. If Enigma, you block 2 of Enigma's jungle camps, he's just like, okay, I'll go to the other jungle camps. But for Batrider, not every camp is created equal, because he needs to be able to Firefly between the 2 camps.
Yeah, sure. Has a big impact. In the meantime, I have to point out, like, the supports and basically everybody of NEXT.kz is level 10 and almost level 11 or higher. Well, there's still 2 supports on CD that are both level 8. And that's a pretty steep difference. They make it up for it with the Anti-Mage though, because he's level 14, which is the highest level in the game, so experience is actually overall in favor of CD, even if only by 1k. But still, that experience difference is quite there. In comes an Impale Vendetta, that's already Zonder dead. Vacuum back, Reeve still alive, gets a Soul Substitute, a Scream, and kill, and the Chronosphere up on 3. Doesn't have the tech speed yet though, and Stellianer will be mech'd up. In comes the last 2, up on Nexus, to the high ground with him for now, as Queen of Pain still gets picked up. Now Anti-Mage, he decides to just run away from the fight because his team is getting killed off with the Darkseer last, and Anti-Mage already back towards the tier, or the mid lane, towards the tier 2 tower actually, where the farm is at.
Yeah, CDCD got completely caught out, basically. Excellent work from NEXT.kz, wasting a ton of time with the Nyx Assassin. They kill the Rubik basically immediately, and then just spiked Carapace, run around like a doofus. Sure, you die, but it gives plenty of time for... The Chronosphere wasn't even to get the kills. It was, you know, to keep 3 people in place while your entire team comes over. Yeah. It's a Blink Batrider. He's eventually going to get over there. Chen, of course, is going to get over there and can preemptively use this heal. just excellently played by NEXT.kz using their... Basically, they have superior mobility right now because they have 2 blinkers and a guy who has a blink as a skill, whereas CD has no blinkers but 2 guys with skills. So, well played by NEXT.kz. They spring the trap, and I think that pretty much puts them back at even. I think they were a little bit behind before, but now they're good. Interesting that Void's going to go the bomb build, it looks like.
Yeah, I saw his, indeed, his Morbid Mask already in his inventory, or in stash. Quite interesting. I think that's going to help out a lot, being a lot more aggressive earlier on, instead of waiting for the anti-mage to get big, of course, and then having, like you said, that cushion of time where anti-mage is going to be bigger. With a Mask of Madness, he can actually already be quite of a pain in the ass in the mid game.
Yeah. I love this graffiti.
No. Well...
I do have to... The cool thing about the Mask of Madness here is you mentioned they don't really have any combos for the Chronosphere.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need a combo if they have Mask of Madness, because Void actually can kill people under the Chronosphere before too much farm by just using Mask. Especially
with if there's people stacked up. You've got, of course, yourself your Battle Fury. That's going to help out a lot.
Very true, yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if, like CD, they went in fairly blind. There were quite a bit of heroes missing from the map. They didn't have a Ward of the High Ground. I'm kind of thinking that they just... I mean, fair enough. NEXT.kz played that fight really well. But maybe CD kind of threw it away as well.
It wasn't a necessary fight. And also a big issue for them that fight compounds is if you're going to 5-man like that and lose the fights, your supports are going to end up being irrelevant. And Rubik being level 8, he's 3 levels behind. Like, level 11 Nyx Assassin hunting level 8 Rubik. Like, he already one-shot him last fight, and he got more levels off of that. Like, it's going to be really, really bad for Rubik. Not a fun game at all, because he's just going to be hunted by Nyx Assassin constantly in fights. And ditto for Visage. Level 8's fine for Visage. It's less painful than it is for Rubik, but still, this is a guy who's going to struggle to contribute against the supports of the other team who are leveling much better.
Yeah, Tier 1 Tower. That's the one that I was expecting them to maybe force. And just realized that one was still up. So it's kind of the same situation that what we saw earlier today. Of course, it was a different team then, but where a team went for Deuce, of course, went for a Tier 2 tower while the rest of the Tier 1s was still up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think CD could have gone for the Tier 1 rather than trying to backstab the Tier 2. We'll see. We have still got the disconnect. Puck is missing apparently. You can
he's reconnecting. He's not like he didn't disconnect. He's like he has 3,000 ping.
Quite high.
So he said, I need to... He's gonna, like, reset his router or something, I think.
He had the same problem yesterday, same player as well.
And now, Equal is promoting an event about Left 4 Dead Live.
Awesome. Why not? For all the Starlight
looks fun. You guys could check that out. Prime Plaza, August... Wait, 31st. That happened already. That was 2 days ago.
Wow. Nice plug-in. Yay. That really worked out.
Oh, apparently it was a pretty crazy party.
Okay.
He's fixing his hotkeys, and then we should be good to go. Apparently.
Well, shame. We missed a crazy party.
Apparently, I'm pretty far away from Kazakhstan. You're closer.
Yeah, I should have gone. I would have gone.
Should have gone.
I would definitely have gone if I knew about it. Unfortunately, I didn't.
Gotta get Stalcat on Skype or whatever, or Equal.
So we've got almost the Mantis Tower ready up on Nexus. I'm kind of curious to see when he's going to be building a little bit more defensive items though, because especially if he's going to be sitting in Chronospheres, and Mantis has got his Mask of Madness, it's not going to be easy for Antimage to actually stay alive, because, I mean, right now his survivability comes, and normally his survivability comes from his ability to Mantis Tower and blink around and, you know, highly mobile. But inside a Chronosphere, he just can't do anything. He doesn't have any real tankiness to him.
It's a hard anti-mage game, eventually.
Yeah,
he's gonna go hard. Yeah. I mean, also Lasso, like, it's not a BKB anti-mage game because of what you just said. Chronosphere, Lasso, these are problematic things. He's gonna go hard eventually. You can't really do it before Manta because we talked about how NEXT.kz doesn't really have amazing split push. Counter push. So it's going to be important for Nexus to be creating room for his team by doing split pushing with the meta style. So, but after that, I could very easily see him going hard. The only way he doesn't is if he wants to do something like Butterfly first, but I don't know.
We'll see. We have a smoke
Void, on the other hand, is all BKB. Yeah, he's all in on that.
He has to. picked up the recipe now for the BKB already, but other than that, doesn't really have anything just yet. Interesting for him to pick up the recipe first, which is kind of surprising to me. But maybe he thought at some point that he was gonna die, as we have some people walking past the sentry ward, and the ping comes out. They know that they're there. The draw is there. Let's see if they can sneak in a Roche, because that's gonna be their goal.
They have superior vision. CDCD has almost nothing in the way of vision. They have a very defensive ward. I mean, this you can see the impact, by the way, of the lost tier 1, that they feel like they have to use one of their wards here, just to see the entry point into the jungle so that the anti-mage can be safe to farm. I don't think they can do anything about this Roshan. It's not safe enough.
And it looks like they don't even know what's going on. We saw a drone on the minimap, like around
Yeah, they
there.
don't have... Yeah, they think there's a smoke gank incoming, and this is what happens when your vision is this dispersed. Like, check out where they have vision of. They have vision of like this area of this jungle, and this area. I mean, Dota isn't chess. Like, you don't need to. The middle isn't always the most important place, but it's a pretty important place, and they have very little vision of it. They have a very defensive ward here too.
They just placed a new ward at least.
Yeah.
And
that's just now after.
Yeah. Only just now. Also, of course, during their smoke, they placed one in the dire jungle, but also a little bit too late. At least too late to try and do anything with their smoke, because of course you want to try and smoke somewhere where you know there's going to be enemy heroes. But now there's an Aegis up on this Faceless Void, and I think the NEXT.kz is looking pretty solid for this game. Of course, anti-mage is still ahead in terms of farm, but one Chronosphere is going to be having such a big impact, and if there's not going to be a telekinesis on the side, Rubik has to make so sure that he is going to be not inside that Chronosphere, because if he is the only one that can actually disable the Faceless Void.
Right.
He's the only disable of the team, actually. Well, apart from familiar disables, I guess.
So he needs, what, 2,200 more for the BKB? I think if I'm NEXT.kz here, I only take fights if CDCD wants them. I'm actually going to take the... He's going at about 500 gold per minute, so it's going to be 4 more minutes. Take the 3-4 minutes for Void to finish BKB. Then push with the 2 minutes of Aegis that you have after that. Because it's still pretty risky to go in Chronosphere, and if you don't catch Queen of Pain, she just kills you in your own Chrono. Like, let's say you Mask of Madness for that. You're dead, pretty much, right? So, he needs BKB, I think.
I agree. Even if there is only one disabled, yeah, there's just too much damage coming off, also from the Queen of Pain. Once you get that BKB, you just can't do that much anymore. At the same time, Saliener, he's actually going for an Orchid to try and prevent that Faceless Void from getting, of course, the Chronosphere off to begin with.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about all the things that can happen in the Chronosphere, but if Saliener gets his way, there won't be a Chronosphere. But we'll see how effective in the end that will
Orchid also is important against Puck.
Yeah.
So against Void, I would actually say you usually want the sheep a little more, but against Puck, Orchid's amazing, because there's this whole, like, who wants to play BKB chicken? Like, I said that the Puck makes Queen of Pain want to go BKB, but then if Queen of Pain is doing well enough and is getting farm and she gets the Orchid, then Puck wants to go BKB, so it flips that sort of on its head.
And the later the game goes, the more people will see with the BKB. Even anti-mates at some point will get it.
He does have the Yules, though, so if she does Orchid him, he just immediately cyclones himself in response, probably.
Yeah, fairly certain that he probably will. Anti-mage with his Manta style, are you expecting CD to try and make something happen soon, or are they gonna wait out that Aegis? Because if you wait out the Aegis, you're also waiting out the BKB, perhaps, on the Faceless Void.
Given the fact that they pursued the last fight so heavily, they may try to make something happen, but is Manta done for AM? Yeah, Manta's done. No, honestly, they could spend a lot of this time split pushing, and again, NEXT.kz is going to be pushed back to have to deal with it. I don't know at what point CD is going to feel confident enough to take a fight, but it might take a while. Shiva's would be nice for Darkseer, but that's not going to come for a pretty long time. That's what he's making, but it'll take a while. If they can catch a few people out, that would be one thing. Like, if you can catch everybody besides the Void, you can win that fight really easily.
And in theory,
but
a
straight-up 5v5 is going to be really hard.
You, of course, have got the 4+1 thing. Hopefully for CD, at some point, Faceless Void will be farming on one side of the map, and they can actually take down the other 4 on the other side, if they are lucky, of course. I mean, it all depends on the movement, as we are still waiting for a Visage. What's going on, actually? Because it's all Russian.
Alright. So whoever's reconnecting Visage's computer like had a crash while he was rebooting.
Ugh.
So, wood PC Dodo, basically.
Yeah, typical. Screen waiting for.
So hopefully we'll get a screen back. Yeah. I think that, I mean, the thing is, Anti-Mage is going to push a lot better than Void, simply because, you know, Mantis Cell is a pretty cool item. So if it's sort of 4 in one place and 1 in another, CD is going to be putting more pressure on NEXT.kz than vice versa. That said, I think NEXT.kz, as long as they have somebody sort of dedicated to clearing out creep waves and Anti-Mage Manta illusions, are going to feel more or less comfortable. Like, they weathered the part that AM is way bigger than Void. He's still quite a bit larger than Void, but Chrono is a huge equalizer in that respect.
Yeah, we have the reconnect and disconnect and the reconnect again, so it looks like we are ready to go once more. As we are actually quite far behind on time in this one. Normally it doesn't happen for Starlight, or at least hasn't happened for the days that we've had Starlight so far. But we're behind on schedule.
We are a little behind. I mean, first game went long, too.
Yeah, true. And we had a little bit of delay afterwards.
Right.
But, and to begin with, we already had, actually.
Yeah, we started a little late, and then I delayed us but only a couple minutes, but
yeah.
I do.
I think Stalka was really happy with that, because he also needed a few minutes.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad I could do my part.
Yeah, Philip was actually not planning on giving it to him.
This was a 3-stack, I believe, so that's a lot of good money for Void. I might have underestimated how quickly he's going to get that BKB done. And there's no ancient stacking being done by CD. Again, the vision makes them not feel good about it. Like, it's tough. This Radiant ancient camp often leads to really big skirmishes, and it's a tight, like, it's a small choke point, so one chrono, like here, can just win you the fight.
Yeah.
Oh, nice kill there.
Queen of Pain goes
Really
down.
nice.
Cedoy in some trouble maybe as well, but in comes the telekinesis. Reeves actually the one to maybe be the return
What a
kill here.
back.
Stalkat, no, down goes the next assassin. Goes away with the Anti-Mage as well. Motherfucker still here. Jumps forward, looks for an orb as Batrider still goes down. That's the Anti-Mage jumping
bad.
forward. That's Nexus getting some kills. Mantis might be getting some kills though, but the surge away from Cedoy keeps him safe. Mantis thinking about chasing, ends up not doing it. Motherfucker sitting at a bit of a tough spot right there. Screen will go down though. That's gonna be at least one kill that picked up by the puck actually, not by Mantis. I mean,
odd fight.
Odd fight. It's 3-2.
Yeah.
But
the lack of the fact that they got Queen of Pain so quickly in that fight is what really let NEXT.kz just commit more and more resources to it, because they knew that that big burst of damage from Queen of Pain wasn't forthcoming. And so they end up taking a pretty good fight. Even though Mantis didn't get the kills, he was participated. He got BKB off of the assist gold there. So it's a pretty fast BKB with still a tremendous amount of time on Aegis left. Like, what, 4 minutes left on the Aegis?
Could be. Looks like we are gonna see Nexus with a BKB soon as well, by the way, because he actually has got the, well, the components.
I'm surprised, honestly. I think BKB is good here against Puck, but I really feel that Heart would be better, but...
Maybe he felt rushed for BKB. Perhaps.
Waterfucker is getting pretty scary. Like, you just saw him sort of dismantle Queen of Pain, so you're like, I don't want to get caught out solo by this guy, because it could be trouble.
But silence could just be... Like, a BKB probably gives him a safe feeling for farming.
For farming, yeah. I completely agree with you, Shiver. What the BKB means is we're not actually going to try to end this game anytime soon. Because he's going to get the BKB and then go to another item after that.
Yeah.
So the BKB, as you said, ensures the farm, and then from there on in, he wants to just... keep getting fatter and fatter. Try to get bigger than that Void. He's only a little bit ahead, though. Only 1k ahead on net worth. And that was with a... how much faster was his Battle Fury? 5 or 6 minutes faster?
Yeah. 5-6 minutes. He was 1.2k gold behind when Mantis got it.
Right.
Got his Battle Fury. He goes a Chronosphere up on Nexus.
This
I'm
is
not
really
sure
bad.
if he... Oh,
He's
he comes the
dead.
Impale. Boom. You're dead. That's a killing
got the
kill, and
gem,
that's
too.
the gem.
And
the
Nyx has
pause.
Blink. Oh, this is bad.
This could be, like we just said, like we're behind on time. Looks like NEXT.kz wants to not make the game all too much run over time.
Oh yeah, CDCD wants to, at this point, kind of slow down, but NEXT.kz, now that they have... Like I said, they're going to get BKB and then really try to be more aggressive with it, because now Void is quite safe. 2 lives and BKB. I'm sorry if you hear horrible pounding, by the way. It's like move-in day here, so people are moving in upstairs and, you know, putting their stuff down, etc.
Okay, I only just heard it the moment that we were both quiet for a while. Although I hadn't heard it
Okay.
before then, and actually thought it was a startup for helicopters. Like, oh my god! So excited.
No, so I mean, basically the way, and I'm sure this is not totally dissimilar in the Netherlands. Like, the time when college like usually starts or
Yeah.
ends is when everybody moves. Like, even people who are 10 years past ending university, like because during their university days they were always moving on those days. Now they just sort of stays that way. So early September, late August is always very hectic.
Understandable. We have maybe a different system a little bit in terms of where people live, but
Right.
can understand it indeed. And it is indeed September. Is this the 3rd of September? It is actually the official day, I believe, that like school year has started for a lot of
2nd of
places.
September, I guess.
Is the 2nd? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because the 3rd is my mother's birthday.
Too much casting.
Yeah.
Wadafaka, by the way, if he wants BKB, which I actually think would not be a bad pickup, he could get it really, really quickly. He could also go Scythe, but I bet once they see... So one of the cool things that Nexus is doing is he hasn't revealed his BKB at all yet. So if Wadafaka does commit to the Scythe, and then you have a 10-second BKB, that Scythe will not be tremendously useful. It'll be good against Queen of Pain, I guess.
Yeah.
But if he goes BKB, I actually think this puck could just completely rule the game.
He actually still has brown boots, which is quite surprising to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is pretty interesting. I thought that they were tier 2s and then he disassembled and sold them maybe. Like maybe they were arcanes and he sold them to finish the Yules, but I'm not sure. I could be completely off.
It could be. We do have the 4-staff, of course, for Stalcat, so he's complete. He also probably will want to BKB at some point.
He wants a Mask of Madness, if you ask me.
Yeah, let's hope so. Could definitely use it. Get in range of that anti-mage even faster. Of course,
And
anti-mage
getting
does
out
have a
of
bit
the
of a...
Chronosphere. Yeah.
Definitely a good option.
Vox just said we can't wait any longer, so I think they're going to try to exercise some control over the amount of pausing we've had.
Good, because we do have Wadafaka back again. Let's take a look at the pings. Yesterday he was sitting at 1200, but right now he's doing okay again. Actually, he's sitting on to 200. Oh, the other team disconnects. Let's see, before he disconnected he was sitting at 230. It's not that impressive. But we have the go signal. Because Vilad wants no more pauses. I don't want no more pauses. Pauses are stupid. I think this is the first game that I've got. No, that's not true. Gonna say the first game with so many pauses, but I've actually had more. But those were not in the middle of the game. It was all at the start of the game. Not in the middle. I actually had a game where there was a 20-minute pause at some point. I was able to
what
talk
game
through
was
it.
that?
I don't know. It was someone wrote me an email about it, complimenting me on being able to talk for the entirety of the thing. It was.
Oh well, I mean that's the caster's way, right?
Yeah, it
You
was
have to be able to-
terrible damage versus life, and it was solo casting that.
So that was recent, probably.
Yeah, was it 1 week ago or so? I think it was ISO Cup.
I remember G1 had some the Western G1 qualifiers when there was the big DDoSing issues
Yeah.
for all the teams. That had some absolutely epic pauses.
40-minute pauses where
Yeah.
you
There was
could
the
listen to Harry
Cinderin.
Potter.
Yeah, the Harry Potter in Danish. It was good times. I still want a reprise of that. I miss the Danish Harry Potter.
No.
It was great. What are you talking about? I don't want hour-long pauses, but if they happen, I want some.
You
some
just
Harry
should
Potter.
have we should have a book lying next to us, and you know, real simple.
I
book.
did for like a week after that. I was like, I'm ready.
Should be able to. Every time I pause it, look straight away start reading.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, just resume from the exact point you left off at.
Yeah, and if you
Unfortunately, I think like if you make a habit of it, you probably run into some like copyright
yeah,
issues.
for sure.
You're
But I
not
think
technically supposed to be reading other people's books out.
like if you pick up a book that has like very like there's a lot of books that you can just jump into even if you don't know anything about it. You can just understand
Sure.
what it's about with a funny book or something.
Oh, Reeves. He still has. He's running out of. Yeah, Vendetta time was unfortunate there. He ran out.
No,
Or no, he's
he's back.
some, yeah, but not enough to actually get Stalcat over there and actually get the kill.
They back off.
If Bat had Mask of Madness, it'd be another story. He could easily get the kill.
Yep, we do have But right, he almost has enough gold for the Mask of Madness. Who knows?
We're gonna go Travels since he still has brown boots. That's my guess.
Oh yeah.
Travels would be really good here for Bat too, because the game is so spread out with all these towers down for CDCD that if, for instance, if now that they don't have gem, right? So Anti-Mage isn't carrying the gem anymore. So Nyx Assassin can spot out Nexus really easily, and then just travel Stalcat over and drag him into like a Chrono, and easy game, easy life, basically.
Easy kill.
Right.
As well. Looks like NEXT.kz, regardless, is having the more map control here. We have no more H's anymore, because that one got removed, like right now. Boof. But we do have NEXT.kz farming the Radiant jungle. Not really farming the Dire jungle that much, because right now Nexus is actually trying to. But they just have the better map control. Look at the base. We have Seedoy, Screen, and Stellator sitting in their base, not able to do anything. Because the only place that they could farm was farmed by Nexus. Nexus on his
right. Yeah, Anti-Mage is going to be absorbing a tremendous... And honestly, it is a big deal because it means Queen of Pain is going to be stuck on Orchid for forever, basically. He has the money for it now, he's just holding buyback.
Oh, nice blink away from Motherfucker, able to disjoint this one, but they still want to fight. In comes the smoke. Mantis jumps forward, goes for the Chrono, up on 2 only though, and not on the Anti-Mage. In comes the Sonic Wave, down goes Visage, down goes the Darkseer. And it is a Darkseer that buys back. They still want to get this. Nexus locked inside the ensnare. He blinks away. Turns out his BKB as well. Darkseer gets controlled for the moment. Nice Mana Void, but not enough to get a kill. But everybody takes quite a bit of damage, but nobody actually dies, which is, of course, the flip side of that one. Blink forward. Still a last 2 there. And no more BKB now by Nexus. 3-man Impale Reeves. He makes it happen. It's a T-wipe. It's a GG.
Yeah, it is. It's Anti-Mage has no buyback. And he's all of their net worth, like all of their team's net worth. What an excellent fight from NEXT.kz. Again, the exact same thing that won them the fight at the tier 2 top. They bait with one, and then waste just enough time to bring the entire rest of the team in and mop up. So it's kind of a fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. CDCD gets caught out by the same trap twice, and it's good enough for NEXT.kz to take the win.
Indeed. We are going to see another game though. We are of course jumping ourselves on to the 3rd game of today. We're going to have 2 fresh teams. It will be Menace, of course formerly known as Red in the Dark, and 4FC playing their first match in the StarSeries for Season 7. So stick around. We'll be back with more Dota in just a moment.